Good evening. All of us can hear the sound in here. How's everybody doing online? Is the sound coming through? And someone wants to type into the chat just to make sure that the sound is coming through, that would be great. And maybe that's good. Okay, happy Guru Rinpoche Day, y'all. Tse-chu in Tibetan, the 10th day of the lunar month. We're in the second month of this year. And it's great that we're offering this practice today, given the fact that this month is a black month. So it's a really great way to kind of avert the negative energy of the astrologically black time period of this second month. Yeah, so welcome everybody. Charlotte, thank you for confirming the sounds coming through. For those of you who are new to Padmasambhava Meditation Center, we are a community based globally, actually, with guidance from our main teacher, Chögyal Tsok Rinpoche, who travels and lives all over the world. We, in this beautiful building, are based in the south part of Denver, Colorado, in the United States, and we welcome you to come visit us anytime and join in the practice in person. There's a handful of us here tonight. There's a handful of you all online, so welcome. I'm grateful for COVID for making it possible for all of us to really practice in this hybrid way, where we can be in person and we can also be in the comfort and safety of our homes, to practice together, to offer this beautiful shower of blessings, Tsok practice, feast offering practice. We'll start with the opening prayers. We'll work our way through those. We'll add in the cloud banks of blessings, a prayer for calling the Guru from afar, that we've been working with since His Holiness Dudjom Rinpoche Sangye Pema Shepa left us about 7 weeks ago. And then we'll hop into the Tsok liturgy. I'll call out the page numbers as we go along. If any of you are new online and don't have the Padmasambhava chant book, I'm happy to send it to you after this session. You can send an email to programs@pmctr.org. And I'm happy to send everything you need to do the practice, so you can join us fully next time. Chögyal Rinpoche usually starts off the Tsok sessions by saying, this is a wonderful way to connect with the possibility of working with the Vajrayana tradition of Tibetan Buddhism. I'll give some pointers as we work our way through, but it's a great way to kind of look at what the ritual aspect of this practice or this tradition is. And you don't need an empowerment to join us. The best thing to do if you're new or feeling overwhelmed with any of the chants or melodies or mantra recitation is just to sit and relax and watch and think positive thoughts as we work our way through the liturgy. So I welcome you all to do just that, even if you're chanting Vajrasattva mantras. Yeah. So we'll start on page 1 of the prayer book. This is the verses of prayer to the 8 noble auspicious ones. Om Nam Si Nang Da Rang Xin Lun Zhe Bei Ta Shi Jok Ju Xing Na Shuk Ba Yi Sang Ge Che Dang Gen Den Bak Bei Tsok Kun La Chak Sel Dak Chak Ta Shi Shok Zhe Me Gyal Po Tsel Den Dun Zhe Gong Jambe Gen Pa Ge Da Pel Dam Pa Kun la gong pa gya che jak bel chen lun po tar pak sel dra bel dang ni sem chen tam che la gong drak be bel yi zim ze pa rab jak bel te chen sam de pe ta shi be be we te wa shek pa ge la chak selo Champel shunu belden dorje din chen rezi wong po champe bel sai ning po dripa nam parcel nam ke ning po pak jo kun tu sang ut bel dorje bekar lu shing dang nor bu da wa rel dri ni mai Chak sen ling nam da shi bel gi chok chang chup sen ba gi la chak se lo rin chen dek chok da shi se kin ya du chong bum sang yi yong kamala nyen chak du tang pen so pe we u mi nu kya tsen wang gye kor lo te rin chen dak chok e ki chak sen che chok du gya wa che ching ge ke ma kek song o jen pe 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 we tashi hla mo ge la chak se lo Tang pa chen po de chung se me u mik tong den dang gyao po yu kor song pak ke pe dang lu wang mik mi sang nam te se te la tse kor lo tang che shu la dang du tung dor je chen pi wam ra ji chu ten gya tsen zin sa sum ne su ke lek ta shi pel chik ten gyong wa ge la chak se lo tak chak ting dir cha wa tsong pa la ke da ngi wa tse wa kun chi ne de dun pa pel sam den yin chin drup Tashi de le punsum Tsok par shok. Back to page 1 in English. Om, in the natural, spontaneously present, perfectly pure, phenomenal existence, to all who dwell in the auspicious realms of the 10 directions, the Buddhas, Dharmas, and the assemblies of the noble Sangha, I prostrate and pray that all may be auspicious for myself and all others. To Drume Gyalpo Tselden Dundrup Gong, Jampe Gyempa Gedrak Pel Dampa, Kunla Gongpa Gyacher Drak Pel Chen, Lumpo Tarpak Seldrak Bel Eni. Noble ones known for your consideration of all sentient beings, noble ones known for your superior display of enlightened activities that grant mental satisfaction. Merely hearing your names increases all glory and auspiciousness. I prostrate to the 8 Sugatas, to the youthful Manjushri, the glorious Vajra holder, the powerful Avalokiteshvara, the noble protector Maitreya, Sai Ningpo Dripa Nam Parcel, Namkai Ningpo, the supreme noble Kuntu Sangpo, Utpel Dorje, Bekar Luxing, and Norbu Dawa Reldri Nima, holders of the excellent hand emblems of supreme noble good fortune. I prostrate to the 8 Bodhisattvas, the supreme jeweled umbrella, the auspicious golden fish, the wish-fulfilling vase, and the mind-pleasing Kamala flower, the conch of fame and glory, the fully endowed endless knot, the eternal banner of victory, the all-powerful wheel, you who hold these 8 supreme precious signs offered to the conquerors of all directions and times, attractive maidens of pleasure, to recall your nature increases all that is noble. I prostrate to the 8 goddesses of good fortune. Tsangpa Chenpo, Dejong Seme E, Mik Tong Den, and Gyalpo Yokor Sung, Pake Po, and Luang Migmi Tsang, Namtu Se, and Hladze Korlo, holders of the trident, short spear, and vajra, vina, sword, stupa, and banner of victory, who will make auspiciousness and positivity grow in the 3 realms. I prostrate to the 8 guardians of the world, concerning the activity that myself and others are about to begin, by pacifying all obstructions and unwanted harm. May the noble and meaningful increase, and all wishes be accomplished. May good fortune, happiness, and prosperity be fully endowed. Hung organ yugi nupjang tsam, pemage sardong bola, ya tsen choki ngedrup nye, pema jung ne she sutak, Kordu kandro mang pe kor, kegi jesu darugi, chingi lop chishek susur, guru be masidi hong, hong orgen yugi nup jang tam, Pemage sardong bola, ya tsen choki ngedrup nye, pema jung ne she sutak, kordu kandro mang pe kor, kegi jesu dak drugi, Chingi lop jishek susur, guru be masidi hong. Hong organ yugi nup jang tam, be mage sardong bola, ya tsen choki ngedrup nye, Pema chung ne she sutak, kordu kandro mang pe kor, kegi jesu dak truki, chingi lop chishek susur, guru be masidi hong. Hung at Oregon's northwestern frontier on the stem and corona of a lotus flower, wondrous supreme accomplishment attained, and as the lotus born renowned, encircled by a retinue of many dakinis, so that I may become like you, please come and grant your blessings. Guru Pema Siddhi Hum. Emma Ho. Tedra Turki Yinki Shinkamsu, Chöni Dusum Kegame Pengang, Chacha Lunzo Dewa Chemperku, Namka Shindu Tukje Churime, Lama Chöki Kula Soateb, Orgen Pema Jungne La Soateb, De Chen Lungi Drupe Shinkamsu, Kusong Duk Dang Yun Den Dren Legi, Yeshe nga den dewa shek beku, tuk te che drak na so so sorton, lama long tuk so kula so watep, organ pe ma chung ne la so wa de mi che chik den dak pe shin kam su tu che chen po zhou wei dun la chen kang la gong du tap ki zhou dun ze de dang ma chen da da du som yi la ma tru be ku la so wa tep organ be ma jung ne la so wa tep. Wondrous, in the pure realm of the fundamental space of reality, free from elaboration, the actual nature beyond the three times, origination and cessation, is the body of great bliss, naturally complete and aimless, compassion like the sky, without bias or point of reference. Dharmakaya Guru, to you I pray. Lotus born of organ, to you I pray. In the pure realm of the spontaneously present great bliss are the embodiments of the Buddha's form, speech, mind, qualities, and activities, the bodies of the Daskan One endowed with the fivefold primal knowing, revealing each and every of the various manifestations of compassion. Sambhogakaya Guru, to you I pray. Lotus born of organ, to you I pray. In the realm of the innate purity of this conditioned universe, manifest through the great compassion for the sake of sentient beings, emanations act to benefit beings through skillful means suited to each individual, those passed on to come and present, Nirmanakaya Gurus of the three times, to you I pray. Lotus born of organ, to you I pray. And then we'll do the cloud banks of blessings. For those of you online, this was sent out in an email about 7.5 weeks ago. Again, you can email programs@pmctr.org, and I'll send you a copy of this. It's not yet in our prayer binder collection. In terms of all of us here chanting it together, there's a melody. I'm going to sing it. It's a 5-line cycle. So maybe listen for the first 5 lines and then join in the last 2 rounds. In terms of the Tibetan, for the English, we'll read all together. Rang ne min ying ne te cha choku lama du jom ling pa kiano tawa kada long du ti le choku ming zu rang ri jing sa wei xing ne lun de long ku lama ye she dor je kiano gom pa wer sel nang du le long ma umar ching shi Gag me tu je long ne ten be tru ku lama pe ma she pa kieno che pa pa lang drawar ta du chi wa dru chi Rang rik dun gi lamar kusam yer me nang ne gupe so wa de so ang shin jin lam du ti da gu ming ro zi chi From the self-arisen Akanishta, the pure realm above all, Dharmakaya Guru, beyond elaboration, Dujam Lingpa, please consider me, and in the expanse of the primordially pure view, ripen the essence as Dharmakaya. From the Buddha fields of natural wakefulness, spontaneously present Sambhogakaya Guru, Yeshe Dorje, please consider me, and in the luminosity of meditation, bind the karmic winds in the central wisdom channel. From the expanse of unconfined compassion, Nirmanakaya Guru, perfect with the major and minor marks, Pema Shepa, please consider me, and through conduct that transcends accepting and rejecting, release the knots in the wisdom channels. To the ultimate Guru of self-cognizing awareness, from the indivisible union of the three kayas, I bow down with respect. May the blessed nectar of the four empowerments ripen our minds that they become free. Page 11, the invocation prayer for Dujam Rinpoche. Ngun se rig zin nu den dorje tsel, maong de she me pa ta ye shab, ta da pe jung gyat se dro beng o, chi je ye she dorje so wa de. In the past, the awareness holder Nuden Dorje Tsel. In the future, the Buddha Mupatayi. In the present, Padmasambhava's regent Drokben in person. Jigdre Yeshe Dorje, to you I pray. Ogmen Chogi Yingi Bodrangne, Du Sun Sange Kungi Ngoni. Rang zem jogung un zum den zebe, tawe lama dabla joade. In the past, the awareness holder knew that, within the palace of the fundamental space of reality, the unsurpassed pure realm is the essence of all the Buddhas of the three times. You who actually introduced the Dharmakaya of my own mind. Root Guru, at your feet I pray. Let's turn to page 67, or if some of you may have the old binder copy, it's page 1 of the Shower of Blessings section. Is the charcoal burning? Okay, good. Just to remind us as we get started, just sit and be positive if it feels too overwhelming. Relax and think of good things and have some sense of excitement and happiness that we're even doing this practice, that we've even set out to accomplish this feast offering today. In order to practice it or familiarize ourselves with it, or to understand what it is that we're doing, we must practice it. So at least once a month, we have this opportunity to really deepen, approach or deepen our understanding of what it is that we're doing in this kind of complicated Vajrayana ritual. If you haven't done already, in this room or online, please do get up and offer 3 prostrations to start off the practice. And then you can also consider your motivation. What brought you here tonight? Why did you come to join to do this practice this evening? What hopes and fears do you have associated with this practice? And if you don't like what you've found in your mind in terms of motivation, you can change it. A real traditional motivation for these kinds of practices is quite vast. but a vast motivation to benefit all beings as a result of the practice we'll do here tonight. It encompasses everybody. You know, you're taking care of yourself, you're taking care of your loved ones, you're taking care of all of the beings that show up for you physically in this human realm and beyond. So it's important to, just for a moment, touch your mind on the vast potential of the possibility that we may benefit all beings through a practice like this. And through the process of the beginning entry of the practice, we'll also do some prayers for refuge. If you haven't taken refuge in a Buddhist tradition before, that's something that you can ask about. Those of us who have, we can kind of rekindle our understanding that the three jewels, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the community of practitioners, which traditionally includes, the bodhisattvas and the monastics, those of us who have kind of a looser interpretation of like our lay person Sangha. It's actually kind of a new manifestation of the way to think about Sangha. So the community of practitioners that serve as a field of merit and support for what we're doing. And we ask them to kind of show up for us as we're working through the liturgy, to kind of be witness to what we're doing, to kind of guard and protect us and the practice, to make sure that we're doing everything right, even if some mistakes happen to bubble up to the top. And with that said, we can turn to page 69 or page 3, and we'll start with the lineage prayer. Kada chogu bema tse pak me, long chu zogu bema kundu chang, trube kungo tsoke dorje la, sowa deb so dak yu jingi lo. Yang chen tru ba ye she tso gyel ma, long ni da tro zil nun ge pa tsel, kya da jampel de we ni ma la, so wa deb so da kyu chingi lo. Chela kaba gyur men nge dun wang, riki kyab dak du jum dro du ling, kajen sum den sa we la ma la, so wa deb so da kyu jingi lo. De tar so wa tab pe chin lab ki, min che wang top dang sig nam par ta, rim ni lam le ni dup dar chin te, kun sang pe ma kare ku top sho. Back to page 69 for the English. Original purity, Dharmakaya Padma, limitless longevity, Sambhogakaya Padma, holder of all, essential face of Nirmanakaya, lake-born Vajra Lord. As I pray to you, please transform my mind. Emanation of Saraswati, Mother Yeshe Tsogyal, Zilnan Gepatsel, who deciphered the symbols in the fivefold inner expanse, Lord of Refuge, Jampa Dewe Nima. As I pray to you, please transform my mind. Gyurmenge Dongwangpo, destined to receive the blessings. Dujum Drodo Lingpa, refuge embodying the 100 families. Root Guru, so kind in the 3 ways. As I pray to you, please transform my mind. By the blessing of praying in this way, the maturing empowerments are received with Samaya pristine. On the path of the 2 stages, perfecting the approach and accomplishment, may I attain the body of the lotus-born, total goodness. And the refuge prayer. Humri dong o Tsok pe ma chung kyab ne kun du mo kyab su chi si de lo bu tru pe dro wa kun tu pa nong song da da long dro so. Maybe we need to make a new one. Yeah, try lighting again. If not, maybe put a new one right next to it and kind of move the incense over. See if you can get that cooking. I'll do the rest of the prayer. Hong rik dong o mo Tsok pe ma chung kyab ne kun du ngo mo kyab su chi si de lo bu tru pe dro wa kun tru pa rang sang ka da long do sho hom rik dong o Tsok pe ma chung kyab ne kun du ngo mo kyab su chi si de lo bo tru pa pe kon dro wa kun tru pa rang sang ka da long dro sho. Hong, awareness, emptiness. The essence is a lake-born lotus guru. I take refuge in the essence, gathering all the sources of refuge. For all beings temporarily deluded by this transitory existence, may delusion purify itself and unravel in the expanse of original purity. Do muja sarva buddha arka kaya za sarva bingam baling ta kai. Do muda sarva buddha arka kaya za sarva bingam baling ta kai. Do muda sarva buddha arka kaya za sarva bingam baling ta kai. Humarik zung zin tru pe zung po nam tor ma di kye da dra nang du teng rang ring ye she po gyu me be ngang kor sum ye dro nang du tung che do. Om Subani Sumbani Hungpe, Om Gerani Gerani Hungpe, Om Gerani Baya Gerani Hungpe, Om Ah Nai Ho Bhagavan Bharata Hungpe. Benza Dhyana Rakya Rakya Benza Dhyana Rakya Rakya Benza Dhyana Rakya Rakya. Back to page 71 for the English. Hung, negative forces, unaware and deluded by duality, take this torma and go to the state beyond extremes. The unchangeable state of self-aware primal knowing is the boundary of protection that is primordially liberated from the three spheres of delusion. So those of you who are interested in learning how to chopin, or how to kind of be the hands of who's being the chant master, what we did just there was empower that piece of bread on the plate to attract any obstacle makers that we have for the practice that we're going to do. We're kind of like setting the stage. And through that 4-line prayer we said, and the process of doing the mudra, using the vajra to create a safe space in the room, we kind of made a promise to the obstacle makers, saying like, we're going to give you this piece of bread as a little snack for now. Go sit outside while we do the liturgy, and then we're going to give you some treats after we're done, after we've blessed the food and offered it to the right people in the right order. So later when we collect what's called the leftovers or the lakma on the plate, where we take a piece of the tsok and put it on the tray, that is then going out to feed those obstacle makers, to keep them pacified and quiet while we work with the space. So then, now that that's finished, the next piece is asking for Guru Rinpoche and Yeshe Tsogyal and all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas to come join us for the feast. So we're like creating the visualization of this sacred space now that we've made sure that the space is sealed and protected. You guys can help in your own minds. This is all like an imaginary offering, right? So we're working with the power of our imagination to create this situation whereby we can benefit beings and create a lot of merit as a result. So you guys can also think of this place as protected, or the place where you are at home as like totally protected, impenetrable, actually, based on the things that we're going to do, and that makes a safe space for the manifestation of Guru Rinpoche and the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas to come join us. So page 72 in the middle. Hung de chen pe ma kyu we shin kam ne ku sun lun zhe tsok e dor je chang ne de jin po chok dung e zhep se che ze kun zang ru pe gen gu Hung, from the blissful pure realm of the spiraling lotus, naturally self-accomplished 3 bodies, lake-born Vajra holder, please bless this place and grant the supreme and ordinary siddhis. May these offerings become the ornament of the display of total goodness. Om Mao Hung Benza Guru Pema Tu Trang Sel Benza Samaya Ja Avishaya A Om Sarva Puja Mega Samu Hung Hri Ta. And those of you who are working with, if you have any ritual implements, during this section where we're manifesting in our mind using our imagination, Guru Rinpoche and his retinue, we ring the bell every 4th line. Bell and Vajra should be used together, always together. They're it's like wisdom and compassion, 2 halves of the same coin, 2 sides of the same coin. The Vajra is held at the heart center, while the bell is held ringable at the side of your body with your left hand. Arang lu tamane pedun karu organ di metana koshetso tinja bien la geden tu gangwe u surin jen pedong yateng kyabne kundu organ dorje chang ten pe bel bag sagel yu dang tril chage dorje yun pe te bum nam da da rin che ru pe gen Nge long ne de chen zi chen bar kor du sa sum gyat so chen tar te Chin lap tuk che char beb da la ze. Kiel kung o chi me ye she kor. De shu drak bo te cha tak du tsel. Lu da long che du sum ge we tsok. Kun zang che pe chen du ming ne pu. Tong me nang san ding tu ma lu sha. Se che kya wa kun gi yun ten gi. Kyab dak chik pu gun pu nam ta la. Ning ne yi rang de pe so dep shing. Zap ki choku cha chen be par kun. Rang sen ge we ngo bo kun dom ne. Dru kam ge cho di si le ki bar. Kun bo kyu gi nam par ta jin te. Kya kya tu wa jen pe de no. Kyam ne kun du ken se te chen po. Du ngen ni me kyab chi rin po che. Nga de gu pe gna zin de shaki. So de bu la te we nu de jing. Gong pe long ne tuk che tsel ju la. Mu den da ki ni la ching gi lo. Ta da lang man yu du tun ba tang. Chuk dong tu mong le je tsel du se. Back to page 73 for the English. This is actually describing what we should look for and do with our imagination, so you can follow exactly as it's written. Ah, before me in my ordinary form is organ stainless Dhanakosha lake, its profound depths filled with the water of 8 qualities. In its center, atop the jeweled stem of a lotus, petals unfurled, is the organ Vajra holder, in whom all sources of refuge converge. Brilliant with the splendor of the major and minor marks, he is embracing Tugel, the mother consort. He holds a Vajra in his right hand and a vase within a skull cup in his left. Exquisite in their silks and ornaments of jewels and bone, within a vast expanse of 5-colored light, they blaze in the awesome splendor of great bliss. Oceans of the 3 roots gather like clouds as their retinue. They gaze upon me, bringing down a shower of blessings and compassion. To the embodiment of the deathless primal awareness, the essence of all the victorious ones, I forever offer prostrations of faith with intense and powerful yearning. My body, wealth, and enjoyment, and all virtue gathered throughout the 3 times, all these I offer in the manner of Samantabhadra's vast clouds of offerings. I confess without exception all negative actions and failings accumulated through time without beginning. Sole sovereign of all the qualities of the victorious ones and their heirs, enlightened protector, in your example of perfect liberation, I rejoice from my heart. To you I pray with faith, beseeching you to bring down a great rain of profound and vast Dharma. Amassing all virtuous qualities of my own and others, I will, for as long as the countless ocean of beings endures, follow the example of your perfect liberation, enlightened protector. I dedicate all this to the guidance of beings without space, great wellspring of wisdom and love, in whom all sources of refuge converge. Sole preference refuge in these evil dregs of time. I am afflicted by the spread of the 5 degenerations and pray to you with great longing. Quickly look with love upon your child. Bring forth the manifest energy of compassion from the expanse of your realization. Grant your blessings to my devoted heart. Swiftly show signs and indications, and pray bestow the supreme and ordinary siddhis. Now we'll recite the 7-line prayer 21 times. on page 96, or on page 30 if you're with the old book. We'll sing it together 3 times and then go from there. Humorgen yugi nupjang tsam pema ge sardong pola yazen chogi ngerdrupni pema jung ne she sutak kordu kandro mang pekor kegi jesu dakdruki Chingi lobche shek susa Guru bema sidi hong Hong orgen yugi nup jang sam Bema ge sa tong bola Yatsen chogi ngerdrup ni Bema jung ni she su chak Kordu kandro mang bekor Kegi jesu tak drugi Chingi lobche shek su song Guru bema sidi hong Hong orgen yugi nup jang sam Bema ge sardong bola Yatsen chogi ngerdrupni Bema jung ni she su chak Kordu kandro mang bekor Kegi jesu dak drupki Chingi lobche shek su su Guru bema sidi hong Morgan yugi nup jang sam Bema ge sardong bola Yatsen chogi ngerdrupni Bema jung ni she su chak Kordu kandro mang bekor Kegi jesu dak drupki Chingi lobche shek su su Guru bema sidi hong Morgan yugi Bema jung ni she su chak Kordu kandro mang bekor Kegi jesu dak drupki Inubjangsa pema ge sartong pola yatsen choki ngujupni pema jungni shitsutra kordu kanta makpa korkigi jesu tak dubi chingi guru pema siddhi hong. On the top of page 77, we're going to say the English. Due to my devoted prayers, 5-colored rays of light of primal knowing extend like filaments from both the point of union and the hearts of the Father and Mother Guru. As these filaments are absorbed into my heart, my mind stream is blessed and transformed. And then we'll say the Vajraguru mantra on page 99. Om Ahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi Hum. 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 Om Ahum Benza Guru Pema. Just for a moment, think back to the words that we just said from the page, and just sit for a moment. Those mantras activate the imaginary display that we've created in our own minds. So really think it's much more important in terms of using our imagination to have a sense that this is going on, that these beings are in our presence, than to, make sure we have each and every detail aligned properly with what's going on. So really try to kind of feel the presence and feel the sense of the fact that these beings are in our midst, and that we've just asked them to rain down blessings on us, and they are doing so as a result of our action saying these mantras. So just for a minute, receive those blessings. And now we'll turn to page 86 for the confession. So during this portion of the text, you can reflect on your past misdeeds and promise not to do them again. Those of you who are working on Ngundro, this is connected with the 4 powers of Vajrasattva. It's very powerful to confess in front of these lamas that we've manifested with our imagination. You may get up and make prostrations if you wish during the length of this prayer, or you can recite it in Tibetan and English together. All those of us here in the center, or if you have a prayer wheel or something like the ones we have here, you can get up during this and spin it, and we'll dedicate that to the clarity of our past misdeeds, this powerful confession. Zito tangpo sangye kuntu sang dorje sempa dorje deshin she Pawo chenpo droa kyupa gun dala de gung yeshe chen gize Adune make ninam dak kyang Trungor lober sharwe kuntole Marek zungzin kinang nyam chakun Dak jen chuing yum ngi long du shak Benza sangwe dak pu dorje dampa dra Kunzun tuk sang samaya bungi Damle nam shik tile gya wakang Rapdu ngon shing gyupe tolo shak Sato nyampa kundu gyurpe dudane Laki nirzin dorje jandoryi Kai chepa drakpa gyurpe Dinchi drip gyur chen gyu sak shak Hung dupe gyapo yene dorje che Mingsu me jing yamdang shak padrel Kuntu zangpo ye zorik be long Du dre me pe cho ying long du Page 86 in the English. Om, the first foundation, is the Buddha, total goodness. Vajrasattva is the Vajra, thus gone one. Great hero, protector of beings, think lovingly of me and look upon me with your eyes of primal knowing. Primordially unborn, completely pure from the very beginning, and yet from conceptualization that incidentally arises as the face of delusion. All degenerations that are the circumstantial appearances of dualistic awareness, I confess within the great purity of the inner expanse of the five mothers of the fundamental space of reality. Vajra, Lord of secrets, renowned Vajraband, of the hundreds and thousands of secret samayas of body, speech, and mind, whatever has damaged the bond or violated the commitment, with intense remorse and regret, I disclose and confess. Sattva, the time when faults become degenerations has passed, becoming extreme breaches of the injunction of the Vajradakinis who oversee conduct, and after that becoming obscurations which accumulate the cause for the great hell. These I confess. Hung, primordial king, original great Vajra, without point of reference beyond degeneration and confession, total goodness, intrinsic space of awareness, complete from the beginning, within the fundamental space of reality, beyond union and separation. So we'll now say the Vajrasattva mantra on page 79. We'll say 3 together, and we'll do a whole mala of Vajrasattva. Om Benza Satu Samaya Manupalaya Benza Satu Tenopa Teacher Dito Me Bawa Sutokayo Me Bawa Supokayo Me Bawa Anurakto Me Bawa Sarva Siddhi Me Brayatsa Sarva Kamra Sutta Me Chitam Shriyam Kuruhum Haha Haha Ho Bhagavan Tata Kata Benza Mami Munja Benzi Bawa Maha Samaya Sato Om Benza Satu Samaya Manupalaya Tenopa, Dichardito me bawa, Sutokayo me bawa, Supokayo me bawa, Anurakto me bawa, Sarva Siddhi me Prayatsa Sarva Karma Sutta me, Chitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Haha Haha Ho Bhagavan. Kata Bendra Mame Muncha Bendri Bawa Maha Samaya Sato Om Benza Satu Samaya Manupalaya Benza Satu Tenopa Dichadido Me Bawa Sutukayo Me Bawa Supokayo Me Bawa Anurakto Me Bawa Sarva Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sarva Karma Sutta Me Shriyam Kuruhum Haha Haha Ho Bhagavan Sarva Tata Gata Bendra Mame Muncha Bendri Bawa Maha Samaya Sato Om Benza Satu Samaya Sutukayamipo, Supukayamipo, Anarakamipo, Sarasinipo, Sarakamas. Tito me bawa, Sutakaya me bawa, Supakaya me bawa, Anarakta me bawa, Sarasidi me barata, Sagar Kama Sutta me, ha 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 ho, Bhagavanza, Vedata Gata Benta Bama Mocha Beti Bawa Maha Samaya Sato, Om Benta Sata Samaya Mana Palaya, Benta Sata Tena Pati Judito, Sutakaya me bawa, Supakaya me bawa, Anarakta me bawa, Sarasidi me barata, Sagar Kama Sutta me, Chitam Shiam Guru, ha 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 ho, Bhagavanza, Vedata Gata Benta Mahasamaya Sato Om Bedzara Samaya Manapalaya Bedzara Tena Pati Judito me bawa Sutakaya me bawa Supakaya me bawa Anarakta me bawa Sarvasidi me Prat Sarvakamasita me Chitam Sham Kuruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Savatata Gata Benzama me Muncha Benzi Bawa Mahasamaya Sato And then the top of page 79. Hong Ale Choi Dang Park. One more time. Are the candles lit? They should have been lit in the. Hong Ale Choi Dang Nam Kapalar Om Le Nang Si Si Dun Sa Sham Hong Ge De Chen Shero Bargyur Shri Tsatsum La Tsoke Pakam. Hong from a skull cup equal to the fundamental space of reality. From Om, the sense pleasures of appearance and possibility arranged within as the gathering feast. With Hong become the play of primal knowing great bliss. With Hri, the hosts of three roots, devatas, are delighted and fulfilled. Om Ah Hong Shri, Om Ah Hong Shri, Om Ah Hong Shri. Hong organ yogi nup jang tsam, pema ge sar dong bolal, yat sen chogi ngur jup nye, pema jung ne she su chak, kor du kandro mang pe kor, ke gi jesu dak chup ki, Duyen sola chen na, jingi lop chi shik su su, nye cho di ru jin po la, Tsok cho ye she du tsi kyur. Dre cho da la wang ji kyur. Ge da long den bar che tso. Che dong ten mong en dre tso. Back to page 79 at the bottom. Hong, at Oregon's northwestern frontier, on the stem and corona of a lotus flower, wondrous supreme accomplishment attained, and as the lotus born renowned, encircled by a retinue of many dakinis, so that I may become like you, I invite you to this feast of sense pleasures. Please come and grant your blessings. Send down your blessings to this excellent place and transform the feast offerings into the elixir of primal knowing. Bestow the four empowerments upon me, the one who aspires to supreme accomplishment, dispeller of obstacles, hindrances, and those who lead us astray. Grant the supreme and ordinary siddhis. Hula ma jitsun be ma te trang tse, rigzin kadra tso dang che pa yi, sa sum kundu gyawe gil korla, mugu dun shun drak ber so wa dem, Dakshin gosum get so long che, nang si de yun gem gu ma tsang me, kun sang de chen so ki kor lor pur, tuk che ting su tuk dang kun gur chi. So wa dev so guru rinpoche, jengi lo shi rik zin kan dro tso, dam sig nam cha, mu den bu la chok dung drup tso, dam sig nam cha tum chi jang du tso. Chinang Sang We Bar Che Ying Sutra. Chang Tu Bar Tu Drev Jin Je Jin Shin. Tse Se Nam Do Yang Da Shin Bel Samba Lun Gi Dre Bar Jin Gi Long Om A Hong Benza Guru Bema Siddhi Hong. The middle of page 81 in English. Hong, noble Guru, Bema, Tutrang Sel, together with your hosts of awareness holders and dakinis, to this mandala of victorious ones embodying all the three roots devatas, I pray with devotion and intense yearning. My three doors, gathered virtue, enjoyments, wealth, and those of others, appearance and possibility, delightful sense pleasures with nothing incomplete, all this I offer to the great bliss, Gana Chakra of total goodness, supreme bliss. Lovingly accept this with delight. May it fulfill our sacred bond. I beseech you, Guru Rinpoche, grant your blessings, hosts of awareness holders and dakinis. Grant the supreme and ordinary spiritual accomplishments to your devoted child. Please purify all degenerations and breaches of Samaya. Liberate outer, inner, and secret obstacles in fundamental space. Until my enlightenment, hold me inseparable. Increase longevity, merit, and meditative experiences and realization like the waxing moon. Grant blessings for the inner, for the natural self-accomplishment of wishes. Oma Hong Benza Guru Pema Siddhi Hong. Now we will turn to page 89 and recite the Tsok accumulations. There are 3 manifestations of this prayer: the long one, the middle one, and the short one. We'll do the long one 7 times, the middle one 7 times, and the short one 108 times. For this imagination, we're going to visualize all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and our loving root guru here in the room with us, and everybody doing practice to multiply and accumulate these offerings that we've so skillfully arranged here on this table. Or if you're at home, whatever offerings you have in front of you, you can use your imagination to multiply it like clouds billowing into the sky, filling the whole sky, whatever and as far as you can conceive. That's great. As these offerings are received by the different beings, they transform into exactly what that particular being needs. So maybe they're really hungry, maybe they really want a margarita, or maybe they need a blanket because they're sleeping out on the street tonight. Maybe they need medicine or a vaccine. Whatever it is, whatever is going to satisfy that particular being at the moment it receives whatever it is you're offering, we make the prayer that it is exactly what that being needs. So we'll say it in Tibetan 7 times, this first long one, and then we will say it in English. We'll say it slowly the first couple of times, and then we'll speed up a little bit. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahung Yingi Bendar Rikpe Soktor Sham Dredu Shazer Digle Duyen Tra Nusar Sami Kyape Damsi Di Rangri Sawa Sumgi Hlasokla Nime Nyambe Nangdu Chebar Bu Tokbe Tarzur Digle Jempor Shak Zungzin Jage Keme Ying Sutro Trunang Shito Sepe Chinle Drup Lundrup Nangzi Yeshe Darchine Kadag Sunur Bumger Chang Chu Sho Ram Yam Kam Om Ahung Yingi Bendar Rikbe Soktor Sham Drudu Chaser Digle Duyun Tra Nusa Sami Kyapte Dumsikti Rangrik Sawa Sumgi Hlasokla Nime Nyambe Nangdu Chebabu Tokbe Chaser Digle Chempor Shak Dungzin Jage Keme Ying Sudro Trunang Shitok Sebe Drile Drup Lundrup Nangsi Yeshe Tarchine Kadak Shunu Bumkur Chang Chup Sho Ram Yam Kam Om Ahung Yingi Bendar Rikbe Soktor Sham Drudu Chaser Tigle Duyen Tra Ngusar Sami Kyape Damsikti Rangrik Sawa Sumki Hlasokla Nime Nyambe Nyangdu Chepabu Tokbe Chasur Tigle Jempor Shak Tungzin Jage Geme Ying Sudro Tunang Jito Sepe Chinle Drup Lundrup Nangshi Yeshe Darchine Kadak Chunu Pumkur Chang Chup Sho Ram Yam Kam Om Ahung Yingi benda rikpe soktor sham Derde chase tigle duyen tra Ngasa sami kepe damse de Rang re sawa sumke laso la Nime nyambe ngang du che barbo Tobe chasu tigle jemper sha Zengzin dage keme ying sutra Trenang shitok sepe trenedro Lundrob nangsi yeshe tarchene Kadak shenu punkur chang chep sho Ram yam kam ahung Ingi bendar rikpe sokto sham Drug drug tsakir chingde druyun tra Ngasa sami kyape damse de Rang re sawa sumgi lasola Nime nyampe nyangdu chepabu Tokpa trasir tukle jempur sha Zengzin drage keme ying sudra Chonang shito tsepe chene drup Lundrup nangsi yeshe darchene Kadak shenu bunker chang chup shong Ram yam kam ahong Ingi bendar rikpe sokto sham Drödu chase jigle tuyen cha Ngusar sami kepe damsik di Rang rik sawa sumgi haso la Nime nyampe nangdu chepabu Tokpa dratu tigle chembor sha Zengzin drage keme ying sutro Trenang shito sepe trene drop Lundrup nangsi yeshe tarchinde Kadak shenu bunker chang chu shong. In English, Ram Yam Kam Ahum. Within the skull cup of the fundamental space of the ritual offerings of awareness are arrayed. The 6 lamps, rainbow rays, and spheres of light are the glittering, desirable qualities. This is the wondrous, inconceivable Samaya. To the self-aware Devata assembly of the 3 roots, the offerings are offered in the state of non-dual equanimity. The pointy edges of thoughts are confessed within the great sphere. Enemies and obstructors, the grasper and the grasps, are liberated in unborn fundamental space. Deluded appearance awakens in the basis and accomplishes the enlightened activities, perfecting the primal knowing of the naturally self-accomplished 4 visions. May I awaken in the youthful vase body, original purity. You can refresh your imagination, visualization. Ram Yam Kam Ahung Guru Tsasum La Sok La Döyen Long Che Sok Che Bu Dam Tsik Nyam Chak Tam Che Shak Nyumon Drage Shel Du Tap Trenle Rab Jam Lundrup Ze Tsok Ni Nyerdzok Ngudrup Ze Gana Chakra Puja Ho Ram Yam Kam Ahung Guru Tsasum La Sola Döyen Long Che Tsok Che Bu Tam Sik Nyam Chak Tam Che Shak Nyumong Drage Shel Du Tap Trenle Rab Jam Lundrup Ze Tsok Ni Nyerdzok Ngudrup Ze Gana Chakra Puja Ho Ram Yam Kam Ahung Guru Tsasum La Sola Döyen Long Che Tsok Che Bu Tam Tsik Nyam Chak Tam Che Shak Nyumong Drage Shel Du Tap Trenle Rab Jam Lundrup Ze Tsok Ni Nyerdzok Ngudrup Ze Gana Chakra Puja Ho Ram Yam Kam Ahung Guru Tsasum La Sola Döyen Long Che Tsok Che Bu Tam Tsik Nyam Chak Tam Che Shak Nyumong Drage Shel Du Tap Trenle Rab Jam Lundrup Ze Tsok Ni Nyerdzok Ngudrup Ze Gana Chakra Puja Ho Ram Yam Kam Ahung Guru Sasum La Sola, Duyan Long Chut Sok Chipur, Tam Sik Nyam Chak Tam Che Shak, Nyam Mong Drage Shel Du Tap, Tren Ne Rab Jam Lun Drup Zer, Tsok Nin Yud Dzok Ngu Drup Zer, Gana Chakra Puja Ho, Ram Yam Kam Om Ahong, Guru Sasum La Sola, Duyan Long Chut Sok Chipur, Tam Sik Nyam Chak Tam Che Shak, Nyam Mong Drage Shel Du Tap, Tren Ne Rab Jam Lun Drup Zer, Tsok Nin Yud Dzok Ngu Drup Zer, Gana Chakra Puja Ho, Ram Yam Kam Om Ahong, Guru Tsasum La Tsok La, Duyen Long Chut Tsok Chipur, Tsam Tik Nam Chak Tam Che Shak, Nyam Mong Drage Shel Du Tap, Chen Ne Rab Jam Lun Drup Zer, Tsok Nin Yud Dzok Ngu Drup Zer, Gana Chakra Puja Ho. In English, Ram Yam Kam Om Ahung, to the Guru and the assembly of the three roots, devatas, this wealth of sense pleasures is offered as the feast. I confess all deteriorations of samaya, neurosis, enemies, and the obstructors are offered to the mouths of the devatas. Naturally self-accomplished, vast, enlightened activities. May the two accumulations be swiftly completed. Bestow cities, Gana, Chakra, Puja, Ho. And now the final, this is a real chance to kind of merge your speech with your mind as we visualize and imagine the offerings being offered. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahong Guru Deva Dakini Gana Chakra Puja Uchita Balingta Kahi. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahung Guru Deva Dakini Gana Chakra Puja Uchita Balingta Kahi. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahung Guru Deva Dakini Gana Chakra Puja Uchita Balingta Kahi. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahung Guru Deva Dakini Gana Chakra Uchita Balingta Kai Ram Yam Kam Om Ahung Guru Devada Kini Kana Chakra Puja Uchita Balingta Ram. So this is the main part of the practice. This is what we did all the other stuff before now to do, is to accumulate and imagine these offerings being multiplied. So take another 20, 21, like really use this opportunity to offer everything from the bottom of your gut, from the bottom of your stomach, and make this offering as beautiful as you possibly can. Ram yam kam om ma hum gure de vada kini kana chakra uchitabli. Chakra puja uchita balingda kai ram yam kam om ahum guru devada kini gana chakra puja uchita balingda kai. So we flip to the next page. Emaho Soge sarpe me dombola Kunga ye she lungi drupela Rang jung chenpo pe me yum ni Kadro trimbun trila son wadem Samba nyurdu drupa chingilo Lengen chepa namin tu tipe Nedun parche mak trumugutso Kutse drempe mola ze chepe Jaje ningne kulor genje Samba nyurdu drupa jingilo De dang tu dim tong la gom ba tang Tu be gyu dro tre yu ngo ca she Se ra pun som tsok be ngor dun bo Tem chen gun gi gyu la rab shung ne Jig den de gi den bar chen ze Sampa nyun du drupa chingilo Gang la ni dang du nye mi dun ken Jung bo dun dang kya bo che pa dang Me chu chen zin lam dran di pa che Te hi pa ta tu pe ne kap kun Kyab dang re sa shem du ma chi pe tukje sungshi guru genje samba nyurdu drupar jinkilo. Back to page 92 in English. Wondrous in the center of a lake upon its stem and corona of a lotus flower, the fivefold body of the Devata, of naturally self-accomplished primal knowing, great self-occurring Padma, father and mother, amidst the vast clouds of Dakinis, to you I pray, grant blessings for the swift accomplishment of wishes, due to the ripening force of negative actions, illness, demons, obstacles, war, strife, and famine, are immediately ended upon remembering your face. From my heart I beseech you, revered organ, please remember your promise. Grant blessings for the swift accomplishment of wishes, training in faith, morality, and generosity, freeing our minds by studying, have a sense of modesty, shame, and wisdom. These are the 7 perfect and complete treasures. Instantly cause them to perfectly enter the minds of all sentient beings, bringing happiness and joy to the world. Grant blessings for the swift accomplishment of wishes. Whatever illness, suffering, and undesirable situations, spirits, demons, and oppression from the ruler, water, fire, wild animals, dangerous paths, and terrifying situations, on all occasions which can threaten our lives, there is no other hope or refuge. Hold us with your compassion, revered organ guru. Grant blessings for the swift accomplishment of wishes. Dusum Sangye Guru Rinpoche, Ngujub Kudak Dewa Chemper Sham, Parche Kunsel Dudun Drakpo Tsel, Sowa Debso Jingi Laptu So, Chinang Sangwe Parche Shiwa Tong, Samba Lungi Drupar Chingi Lo, Dusum Sangye Guru Rinpoche, Ngujok Devdak Dewa Chemper Shab, Parche Kunzel Dudu Drakpo Tzel, Sowa Debso Chingi Lapdu So, Chinang Sangwe Parche Shiwa Tong, Sampa Lungi Drupar Chingi Lo, Dusum Sangye Guru Rinpoche, Ngujok Kudak Dewa Chemper Shab, Parche Kunsel Dudu Drakpo Tzel, Kumnang Dibsun Chingi Laptu So, Chinang Sangwe Parche Shiwa Dang, Sampa Lungi Drupar Chingi Lo, Dusam Sangye Guru Rinpoche, Ngujub Kudak Dewa Chemper Shab, Parche Kunsel Dudu Drakpo Tzel, Sowa Debso Chingi Laptu So, Chinang Sangwe Parche Shiwa Dang, Sampa Lungi Drupar Chingi Lo, Dusam Sangye Guru Rinpoche, Ngujub Kudak Dewa Chemper Shab, Parche Kunsel Dudu Drakpo Tzel, Sowa Debso Chingi Laptu So, Chinang Sangwe Parche Shiwa Dang, Sampa Lungi Drupar Chingi Lo, Dusam Sangye Guru Rinpoche, Ngujub Kudak Dewa Chemper Shab, Parche Kunsel Dudu Drakpo Tzel, Sowa Debso Chingi Laptu So, Chinang Sangwe Parche Shiwa Dang, Sampa Lungi Drupar Chingi Lo. Buddha of the 3 times, Guru Rinpoche, exalted great bliss, master of all accomplishments, wrathful manifest energy, dispeller of obstacles, subduer of demons. To you I pray for blessing and transformation, pacify outer, inner, and secret obstacles, and grant blessings for the natural self-accomplishment of wishes. Lasso, please enjoy the feast, everybody. Say again. Yeah. So the remainders are collected. This is that time when, remember the obstacle makers we threw out from the beginning? And we said, we'll bring you some snacks. Barbara's going to go around and collect from the last person to the first person something that's unwrapped. from your plate. Some unwrapped, untouched remainders. The Tibetan word for what we're doing is called hlakma, which means leftovers. Those of you at home, you can just put something aside from your plate of offerings onto a separate plate. And then we can enjoy the feast.
What would you do with a separate plate at home?
So while the guru, the kindred friends, the kindred and the friends should enjoy the feast now, while we're enjoying the feast, the Chopin will kind of arrange what we've done with the remainders. So we kept some clean food aside before we made our plates, which become the soiled remainders. And so that plate, Barbara right now is going to, or she already has, she's combined what we gave back from our own plates, the soiled offerings, and those clean offerings, and the burning incense in the offering right now is like a tantalizing, like, hey, okay, it's almost your turn. And then I'll say this mantra, and then we'll say on page 83 in the middle, we'll say the 3 lines through Om Uchita Balingta Kai, and then after we say that, this offering has been transformed into offerings that the obstacle makers can enjoy. So that's what this little section of practice is. Yeah, and Barbara's going to put Tsok, which is the feast offering wine, also. Same as we all got a little bit of the feast offering wine. Om hung benza amrita hung ha ho shri e a rali shring shring za. La du ji den re pe tsok, de yung a den hla tor she, pen dan de we chen le tse, om uchita balingda kai. Haughty worldly spirits who gather the remainders, please accept this remainder torma endowed with the 5 sense pleasures and perform beneficial and joyous activities. Om Uchita Balingta Kai. And usually we'll say Vajraguru mantras until the Chopin comes back into the room. So that's page 99. Om Ahung Benzaguru Pema Siddhi Hung. Om Ahung Benzaguru Pema Siddhi Hung. Om Ahung Benzaguru Pema Siddhi Hung. Om Benzaguru Pema Siddhi Hung on the bottom of page 83. Tsok lame kil kordu, tsoki korlo korwai, dajen droa maluba, kil korjik de par tsok. In English, within the mandala of the lake-born Guru, by turning the wheel of the wisdom feast, may I and all beings, without exception, be liberated within one mandala. To page 77 in the middle. La me ne som yi dru som le, se kar marting sum jung ne su. Rangi ne sum dim be go sum ki, trip chang ku song tu ki do je gyur, darni lama kor che zu zu, kar marti le hongi tsen paru, Rangi ningar timbe la me tok, Rangsim yer me lengi chekorni. Ah, ah. In English, from the 3 syllables in the Guru's 3 places emerge 3 rays of white, red, and dark blue light. As these are absorbed into my own 3 places, my 3 doors are purified of obscurations and become the vajras of enlightened body, speech, and mind. Finally, the Guru and his retinue dissolve into light, which becomes a white sphere, glowing red and marked with Hung. As this is absorbed into my heart, the Guru's mind and mind join inseparably and dwell in Dharmakaya. Ah, ah. Into page 84. In the middle. Hunke me choku kalong ne ga me hlaku nang we cha ri me dong sel nang du tim. Ah, ah. Hung, from the inner sky of unborn Dharmakaya, the unobstructed form of the Devata appears and dissolves into emptiness clarity, free from all direction. Ah, ah. Getsa jang chup chen por ngo, ngo rang shin tuk che tsel, organ la mat so ke che, ku som lun gi drup bai, tashi dampe dele sho. The roots of merit are dedicated to great awakening. The essence, nature, and compassionate manifest energy are the unsurpassed, lake-born Lord of Organ. The spontaneously accomplished 3 bodies. May all be auspicious, sacred, joyous, and excellent. Tusum Sangye Guru Rinpoche, Ngudrup Kudak Deva Chembusha, Barche Kunzel Dudu Trakpotsel, Sowa Debso Jingi Lab Tuso, page 95, Chinang Sangwe Barche Shiwatang, Sampa Lungi Drupar Jingi Lo. Dusum Sangye Guru Rinpoche, Ngudrup Kudak Deva Chembusha, Barche Kunzel Dudu Trakpotsel, Sowa Debso Jingi Lab Tuso, Chinang Sangwe Barche Shiwatang, Sampa Lungi Drupar Jingi Lo. Dusum Sangye Guru Rinpoche, Ngudrup Kudak Deva Chembusha, Barche Kunsel Dudu Trakpotsel, Sowa Debso Chinki Laptu So, Chinang Sangwe, Barche Shiwatang, Sampa Lungi Drupar Chinki Lo. Now we can feel really accomplished, like we actually did something to benefit others. Let's turn to the dedication prayer section on page 17. Mm-hmm.
Why so quickly on that one?
What do you mean so quickly?
Just like bam, bam, bam.
Saying it quickly?
The speed, as opposed to breaking it down,
Oh, because we already, Jordan, for those of you online, Jordan's asking why we just said the Do Some Sangye Guru Rinpoche prayer so quickly that time instead of before we ate the feast. We said it slowly and kind of broke it down. Mostly because I'm trying to help people have a good on-ramp and then, but also like give some impression of when Rinpoche is leading Tsok, how quickly it goes. Yeah. So mostly just as like a training. Yeah. But that's a good one to memorize if you don't have that one memorized.
That wasn't on 91,
Yeah.
was it?
95.
Oh, 95.
Yeah. Did I say 91?
Yeah.
Maaf
Oh,
garn.
okay.
Gong dak. Yeah, sorry, 95. Yeah, that's a good one. There's 3 Guru Rinpoche prayers that Rinpoche often says. One that starts with organ. Of course. Miguel, what is it? That's the 7-line prayer. The other one, the organ Rinpoche la soa de gaken bachi mi jung shing tunkin sampa drupadang tumo sel drupar sel du soul. Those couple. If you guys want copies of those, I can give you those too. Those are good ones to have memorized. Page 17 for some dedication prayers. And then we'll say longevity prayers for the lamas, long lives. Jamba bawe chita kempatang, kuntu sangbo deyang deshinte, deta kunki jesu daklo chin, gewa ditek tamche raptungo, dusum shekbe gewa tamche ki, ngowa gangla chotu nakpa de, daki gewe tsawa di kunkyang, sangpo choche raptungo wargi wo. Like the hero Manjushri who attained knowledge of all things just as they are, and following Samantabhadra's example too, so I will emulate and train in all of that, and thus make supreme dedication of all of this virtue. All the victorious ones of the 3 times, whatever dedications they have supremely uttered, and all these roots of virtue as well, I supremely dedicate in order to accomplish the deeds of the excellent. Changchuk Samchok Rinpoche, Makye Panam Kekyurche, Kyepa Namba Mepa Yang, Gone Gongdu Pelwar Sho. The precious supreme mind of awakening, may it be born in those who have it not. Where it has arisen, may it never degenerate, and may it always grow greater and greater. Ken Lop Cho Sun Rin Lup Che, Zamling Sasum Gyapar Pel, Drogu Choksum Nga Watang, Mija Dusum Gele Sho. May the great tradition of the Bodhisattva Abbot, Vajra Master, and the Dharma King pervade and flourish through the 3 realms of this world. May the experiences of all beings never be separate from the 3 jewels, and may there be virtue and excellence throughout the 3 times. Zamling Chidang Yukam Ditak Tu Nemu Tsuntuk Dungel Migmi Jak Chudin Sernam Beljor Gongto Bel Taktu Tashi Dele Punson Shok, and 3 times in English with this one. In the world in general and in this nation, may not even the names disease, famine, war, and suffering be heard. May virtuous qualities, merit, and prosperity greatly increase, and may continuous good fortune and sublime well-being perfectly arise. In the world in general and in this nation, may not even the names disease, famine, war, and suffering be heard. May virtuous qualities, merit, and prosperity greatly increase, and may continuous good fortune and sublime well-being perfectly arise. In the world in general and in this nation, may not even the names disease, famine, war, and suffering be heard. May virtuous qualities, merit, and prosperity greatly increase, and may continuous good fortune and sublime well-being perfectly arise. Sunam di tamchetsi ni doni ni bedranam pamje ne chi bala trupai sipe tsole drowa sho. By this merit may all beings gain omniscience and thus defeat the neurosis and negative actions which are the enemies. From the turbulent waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death, from the ocean of cyclic existence, may all beings be liberated. And most important when we do any kind of practice actually is a dedication and aspiration prayer from your own heart. So take a minute to think back on your motivation, to think back on why you came to do practice tonight. And from your own side, offer whatever you feel moved to offer in terms of dedication. Actually, we can memorize all these words and say these prayers in Tibetan and English or any other languages. And if it's not like, if it's not like lubricating or like, smoothing out, if it's not like felt from our hearts, from the depths of our gut, then we're kind of missing. We're missing like the juice of the practice. And so that's a good thing to try to connect with each and every time you sit down, no matter how fast you're saying mantras, no matter how fast you're, how you have 5 minutes, to feel that you're really there and really connected with what you're doing in a way that feels real is super important. Let's offer prayers for the long lives of our precious teachers. We'll say Tsok Rinpoche's long life prayer in English, starting on page 49. So there's two. Sometimes you'll hear Rinpoche say, we'll just do the short one. The long one starts on page 49. The short one is on page 50. And then on page 51 is His Eminence Chögyam Rinpoche's long life prayer, which we'll also say in English. Om Svasti, primordially beyond birth, death, and transformation, all-pervasive youthful life force of Anavantine primal awareness, all-accomplishing protector Padma Amitāyas, firmly plant the indestructible pillar of life force, holding, sustaining, and spreading the quintessence of the intention of Samantabhadra, the supreme doctrine of Ati, awakening those with karma and aspiration, hoisting the victory banner of study and accomplishment, protector of beings, may you flourish for an entire eon, relying on the supreme, swift path of the secret training in the great activities which are meaningful for those with connection, clearing away all the misery of those to be tamed, grant the wish-fulfilling auspiciousness of bliss and benefit. Om Svasti, holding the treasury of the teachings of Samantabhadra's heart, raising the victory banner of study and practice amidst this time of degeneration. Glorious Guru, may your feet remain firm, and may the two purposes be naturally accomplished and auspiciousness increase. Om Svasti, the indestructible self-born essence of Amitāyas, primordially uncharacterized by either birth or death, by the truth of the fundamental purity of phenomenality itself, may the supreme guide of beings, the victorious one, may he live a long life. With the unobstructed creativity of the Vajra clouds of highest ecstasy, expanding through space the skillful dance of Mayajala, with the truth of the spontaneity of interdependent phenomena. May the supreme guide of beings, the victorious one, may he live a long life, with the fearlessness, wisdom, and kindness which is the power of primordial awareness, the essence of the precise secret teachings of the Vajrayana, the wish-fulfilling jewel, the victorious banner of teaching, practice, and action is raised to the pinnacle. May he live long as he fulfills the aspirations and wishes of living beings. Sounding the Dharma as a conch shell trumpet with the auspicious pattern of a right-handed spiral, causing the essence to enter the ears of many beings of the three habitats above, on the surface, and below the earth, accomplishing the spread of virtue victoriously in all directions. May this fortunate supreme guide and sovereign live a long life. May the Lama Vidyadhara live for 100 eons, victorious in the war against adverse inner and outer obstacles, spontaneously accomplishing vast intentions of great value to the Dharma and living beings. May this most excellent, auspicious vision pervade forever. So thank you all for your practice tonight. Yeah. We'll continue to practice on the 10th of the month. I wanted to just read out the days in case you all want to, for the rest of the year, actually, we just put them on the website, so you can put them in your calendar right now if you'd like to. Of course, it's asking me to do two-factor identification right now to get into where I wrote these down. Yeah, of course. Instead, I'm going to point you all to our homepage, so www.pmctr.org, and you can find the dates out there. Please come. This is such a wonderful practice and a great way to make lots of merit and also like nurture the connections that we have as Sangha, as a community of practitioners. Thanks, everybody. Yeah. Jimmy, I'm glad you're online. I was wondering where you went around Vajrasattva time. So I'm glad to see you there. There's going to be some cleaning efforts this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, as much or as a little time as you have to offer. Please be in touch. Those of you who have my phone number, please text me and let me know you're interested so I can get you on an email list. I'm also going to make a little posting in the PMC Facebook group for those of you on social media. And yeah, let me know what time you have so we can kind of engage. Sprucing up, spring clean the center. More and more people are coming on Thursday nights to do practice too. So that's also a lovely time if you guys are feeling like you want some connection with Heart Sutra recitation and meditation practice, come on down. And then Sunday mornings from 10 to 12 is open meditation hosted by our volunteers. And you can come for 10 minutes or come for 2 hours, as much as you'd like to practice and offer. And more coming soon. So stay tuned. If you're not on the email list, you can sign up on our homepage. And yeah, we look forward to seeing y'all very soon. Have a lovely evening.